Hello witty people, I'm Allison and I'm here to tell you about my favorite trips. So some of my favorite trips have been the ones that I've actually been able to go international. So I'm gonna kind of talk about some of my top trips that I took in the time between like 2011 and 2013 because that was the only point in my life where I've ever left the country. So in 2011, I got to study abroad in France for 4 months, and when I was in France, I actually also traveled to Greece and to Switzerland. I lived in Dijon, France, which is a really great city. It's not big and it's not tiny. It's just nice in between, and it's kind of famous, which is great. Yes, that's where they make the mustard. I really enjoyed my time there. I wish I could have been there like in the spring or something instead of in the fall and winter because it was kind of dreary for most of the time that I was there, but it is a wonderful city and I have some great memories there. But nothing could compare to my trip to Greece that I got to take at the end of that trip. So that was actually in the end of January of 2012. I went with my friend Amber and we just took a week-long trip to Athens, Greece. And it's actually my first international trip that I took just for the sake of going somewhere. There wasn't like a reason that I was going. It wasn't a missions trip and it wasn't studying abroad. And it was so great. We were only there for a week. We stayed in a really crappy hostel, but the hostel was only like a 5-minute walk from the Acropolis, and it was just wonderful. We got to visit lots of ruins. There was lots of stray dogs that followed us around, and I tried to adopt many of them, and Amber had to stop me. We went in the off season, so it wasn't super crowded and busy, and so because of that, like, I think it was just a way better experience. All of the like shop owners and all of the like food places always were like trying to get us to come to their restaurant because they literally had like 3 people eating there. So that was just really cool. And Greece is apparently like the land of the free desserts, and I don't know if this is because it was the off season or what, but I think I got a free dessert like twice a day at the places we went to eat, and they were never like extravagant things, but it was just like this nice little dessert to like kind of finish out your meal of, you know, your gyro meat and all that good stuff. It was so the food in Greece was just delicious. A+. Good job, Greece. Another trip that I loved was I went on a 5-week mission trip with crew called a summer project in Slovenia, in their capital Ljubljana. And I love the country of Slovenia now. It is like a part of my heart and soul, and I want to go back so badly. But it is just the most beautiful country. It is absolutely like breathtaking. Some of the places I went, like Lake Bled, which you can see here, and as well as Lake Bohine. I went on like a ridiculously long, I don't even remember how many miles, trek to go see this beautiful waterfall, and I took this picture that doesn't even look like it's real, and it's just amazing, and I want to go back to Slovenia so badly. So badly. I have friends who are still there right now, and I want to go back, and it's so great. While I was in Slovenia, I also got to go to Croatia for a day, and we also ended our trip with a like 3-day stay in an old castle in Austria, in Mittersill, Austria. It was called Schloss Mittersill, and it was like an old castle that had been turned into like this Christian resort, and it had a library full of like all Christian books, and it was like the most exciting thing ever. And we just spent this like weekend living in a castle in Austria, and how much better could that possibly get? We were in the freaking mountains and the clouds were around us, and it was just amazing. And take me back to Europe, please take me back. I want to go back.